called as concentration terms yesterday, isn't it? So can anyone tell me what were all the three concentration terms we saw? Yes. What are all the three concentration terms which we saw yesterday? All of you are just out of sleep. I understand, right? But please answer.
Mass by mass percentage,
Okay.
mass by volume percentage, and volume by volume percentage.
Okay, so this comes under percentage composition, isn't it? Okay, what are the other two, Kanna?
Molarity and molality.
Okay, super. Right, fine. So can someone tell me how do I define mass by mass percentage? What is the definition of mass by mass percentage?
Is the mass of solute divided by mass of solution into 100.
No. That is the formula. I'm asking what is the definition. What is the definition of percentage composition?
Mass of solute present in 100 gram of solution.
Exactly. So it is the mass of solute present in 100 grams of the solution. So if I have 100 grams of solution, what is the mass of solute in that? Same way it will be for V by V and M by V. Okay, right. So what is the definition for molarity? What is the definition for molarity?
It is the number of moles of solute present in 1 liter of solution.
1 liter of solution. What is the formula, Kanna?
Number of moles of solute by volume of solution in liter, or if it is in milliliter, into 1000.
Okay, very good. Molality, can someone define what is molality?
It's the number of moles of solute which is present in 1 kg of solvent.
Exactly. Now it is solvent. Number of moles of solute present in 1 kg of solvent. Okay, what is the formula, Kanna?
Number of moles of divided by solvent.
What solvent?
Grams.
Okay, mass of solvent. It is number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent, and if mass of solvent is given in terms of grams, I have to multiply by 1000. Yes, these are all the things we saw last class, isn't it? Okay, now we'll move on. We'll move on to other concentration. Just give me a moment. Just give me 1 second. Fine. So we'll continue with the concentration terms. Okay, the next concentration term we are going to see is fourth one, is what is called as ppm. Okay, ppm means parts per million. Okay, fine. Now you would have seen recent times that say Delhi, right? Delhi was having so much pollution. They say that some pollutant is this much ppm, right? This much ppm. They'll say carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere is this much ppm. Like that, they'll say. I think you would have heard it, isn't it? Okay, so what do you mean by this parts per million? As the name tells you, if I have million parts of the total mixture, in that how many parts is my particular component? Say if I have n components, right? All these n components together make up million parts, or like say if I speak in terms of mass, if I say that they make million grams, right? Say in that one of the component, how much is the grams in that particular total mixture of million grams is what is meant parts per million. Anyways, we'll take to the definition. Please take the definition. It is the mass of a component. It is a mass. It is the mass of a component in a mixture. It is the mass of the component in a mixture when the total mass of the mixture, when the total mass of the mixture is 10 power 6 grams. 10 power 6 is 1 million. When the total mass of the mixture is 10 power 6 grams. So it is the mass of a component in a mixture present in 1 million grams of the total mixture, right? So can I say this is very, very similar to my mass percentage? Like, what did I say there? It is the mass of solute present in 100 grams of the solution. Here what I'm telling, if I speak in terms of solution, it is the mass of solute present in 10 power 6 grams of the solution, isn't it? So just that the scale is increasing now. In case of mass percentage, the scale was from 0 to 100, right? Here the scale is from 0 to 10 power 6. That is the only difference, right? So again, the formula I'll be able to easily guess, isn't it? So ppm's formula goes like this. It is mass of one component in a mixture divided by total mass of the mixture into, not 100 now, it is going to be 10 to the power 6. This is the formula for ppm. Okay, so mass of one component divided by total mass of the mixture into 10 to the power 6, right? So generally ppm will be used when that particular concentration is very, 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 very less, right? Say for example, you would have known about hard water and soft water, isn't it? What do you mean by hard water? Hard water is something which has salts of magnesium and calcium to be present in the water, isn't it? So whenever water contains these salts, that is magnesium sulfate, calcium sulfate, all these salts are present, though that kind of water is what is called as hard water, right? So obviously the concentration of CaSO4 and MgSO4 in this hard water will be very, very, very minute. So at that time, if I speak in terms of mass percentage, the value will be 0.00005, something like that. So if at all I need to have a finite value, some solid value to work with, at those cases I go for ppm. Are you able to understand? Right? Okay. So that's about parts per million. Last concentration term is what is called as mole fraction. Mole fraction, it is a letter X, capital X. Okay, mole fraction. Yes. Take down the definition for mole fraction. Okay. It is the number of moles of a component in a mixture. It is the number of moles of component in a mixture when the total number of moles of the mixture, when the total number of moles of the mixture is 1 mole. When the total number of moles of the component is 1 mole. Again, I repeat the statement. It is the number of moles of a component in a mixture when total number of moles of the mixture is 1 mole. Are you able to understand? Right? Very simple. Right? When I have total 1 mole, I have say n components in the mixture, and all of these mixtures, n components together, I have 1 mole. When I say mole fraction, if I say first component, what like say first component, what is the number of moles in this total 1 mole? Is what is my mole fraction, right? Okay, now let me put it like this. Now it doesn't have any unit, right? Say in case of molarity, I had the unit as mole per volume, right? Mole per volume. And in case of molality, it is mole per kg, right? In this case, it is number of moles divided by moles, so there will not be any unit for mole fraction, right? So now how do I put it is, say I have 2 components, or I say 3 components, A, B, C. Okay. Now, if I say that mole fraction of A. When I write XA, it means mole fraction of A is 0.1. When I say mole fraction of A is 0.1, that means what? I'll tell you. That means 0.1 moles of A is present in total 1 mole of A plus B plus C. That is, when I now add the number of moles of A plus B plus C, if I get 1 mole, in that 0.1 moles of A is present. Okay, right? Fine. Now that is in terms of definition. Now I'll give you a very good formula. Right? Fine. Now assume that I have n components in a mixture. Right? I have n components in a mixture. Right? Say I have the components are A1, A2, A3, A4. Say I have A1, A2, up to number of n components I have. These are all the components present in the mixture. Right? So now if at all I want to know what is the mole fraction of A1, right? If at all I want to know what is the mole fraction of A1, that is equal to number of moles of A1 divided by total number of moles. That will be what? Number of moles of A1 plus number of moles of A2, number of moles of A3 plus lastly number of moles of AN. This is the formula for mole fraction. Right? The required number of moles of that particular component divided by total number of moles of the component is what is the formula for mole fraction. Understood? Right? Now, say if I have only 2 components present in the mixture, right? I have n components here, right? Say I have only 2 components A and B, right? There are only 2 components. So now if I want to find the mole fraction of A, how will I write number of moles of A divided by number of moles of A plus number of moles of B, total number of moles. Same way, XB will be equal to number of moles of B divided by number of moles of B plus number of moles of A. Understood? Right. Now what we do is just add these two. If I add XA and XB, what should I get? Tell me.
1.
If I add, sorry? Hello? 1. Exactly. Correct. So if I add the mole fraction of all the components present in the mixture, the total sum of all the mole fraction should be equal to 1. Because why? Obviously, we say that when I have total 1 mole, what is that particular component? Is number of moles. So when I add total mole fractions, all of these must sum up to the value of 1. Okay. So in that case, if I have only 2 components in a mixture like this, right? If I know one of the mole fraction, right? If I know one of the mole fraction, I know the other mole fraction, isn't it? If I know one of the mole fractions, I know the other mole fraction. How? Say if I know XA and I want to know what is XB, and I know XA plus XB is equal to 1. So definitely XB will be equal to 1 minus XA. Are you able to understand? Right? I know, I know that the total mole fraction of all the components should be equal to 1. So if I have only 2 components, if I know one of the mole fraction, 1 minus the mole fraction of other component will give me the mole fraction of the XB. Understood? Right. Again, sometimes they will give only the mole fraction values. Right. So they might give mole fraction of A and mole fraction of B. Right. But they will not tell me actually what is the number of moles of A and number of moles of B. Again, I repeat, they might give the mole fractions, but they will not give what is the actual number of moles of the individual components present in the mixture. Right. So in that case, what will you do is that you will assume the mole fraction to be the number of moles itself. Right. You will assume that the mole fraction of the components given is the number of moles of itself. Now, how can I do this? Assuming that the total number of moles in the mixture is 1. Right? So if only mole fractions are given, no data about number of moles are given. In that case, assume the total number of, assume the mole fraction is equal to the number of moles, taking into account that the total number of moles in the mixture is 1. Are you able to understand? Okay. And lastly, I have something called as mole percentage. right? I have something called, now this is like, okay, I have something called as mole percentage. Now what is mole percentage? Very simple. Can I say mole fraction into 100 will give me mole percentage? How? So you can see that mole fraction value can start with 0 and to a maximum value of 1 for any component for that matter. It cannot be more than 1, right? So now if I multiply this value by 100, definitely I'm going to get mole percentage. So another formula I'm giving you now, mole percentage is equal to 100 into mole fraction. So you can find a lot of similarity between mole fraction and the mass percentage. What is the difference? Here I speak in terms of number of moles. Yes, right. And one more difference is in mass percentage, the scale is from 0 to 100. Here the scale is from 0 to 1. Right? So obviously mole percentage and mass percentage will have still more similarities. Only difference is it is going to be, say if I talk in terms of mole percentage, it is number of moles of solute divided by total number of moles of the solution, isn't it? Now obviously into 100 will come, and that is what we are doing here, right? So there's a lot of similarities between mole fraction, mole percentage, and mass percentage. Understood, guys? Okay, now we'll do a lot of problems on this because we need to get like you will be using this throughout chemistry. All the things which you're learning here, you'll be using these things till the end of your 12th standard. Even if you're going to study chemistry major after that, you'll still be using them. Understood? Fine. We'll quickly go for some problems. Okay, do this. Take down. A mixture contains 9.2 grams of ethanol C2H5OH. A mixture contains 9.2 grams of ethanol C2H5OH and 18 grams of water, 18 grams of water, right? A mixture contains 9.2 grams of ethanol C2H5OH and 18 grams of water. Okay, they're asking you what is the mole fraction of ethanol in the mixture. What is the mole fraction of ethanol in the mixture? Right? What is the mole fraction of ethanol in the mixture? Can you do this? Can you use the formula and tell me the answer? Quickly tell me the answer. Go for it. So now both ethanols and H2O's data is given in terms of mass. For mole fraction, I need moles, and you know how to find the mole fraction. I gave you the formula. Go for it. Quickly do it. Yes, guys, any answers? Still doing? Zero 0.16. I think it's correct, Ashwant. Okay, fine. We'll check this. So they are given 9.2 grams C2H5OH and they have given 18 grams of water. Done. So first, number of moles of ethanol C2H5OH. Now given mass by molecular mass is the formula for number of moles. Given mass is 9.2 and molecular mass of ethanol I think is 46. That is 24 plus 6 plus 16. So it will be 46, right? Okay. So can I say it will be 0.2 moles? Isn't it? 0.2 moles will be the answer, right? And same way for number of moles of water will be given grams by molecular mass, that is 1 mole. No
Yes.
problem, right? Now directly I can go for the formula. X of C2H5OH, that is mole fraction of C2H5OH is number of moles of C2H5OH divided by number of moles of C2H5OH plus number of moles of water, right? So that would be 0.2 divided by 0.2 plus 1, which will be 0.2 divided by 1.2, right? So I think the answer should be 0.16. I think it's correct. 0.16 will be the answer. Understood, guys? If you've taken this down, I can give you the next question. Nothing, it's just formula substitution. I have to use two formulas. First, find the number of moles using given mass by molecular mass, and find the mole fraction by number of moles of ethanol by total number of moles. That is number of moles of ethanol plus number of moles of water. That's it. Okay. Next question. Na2S2O3. Na2S2O3 solution is 5% by mass. Na2S2O3 solution is 5% by mass, right? And if the density of the solution is 1.04 gram per ml, if the density of the solution is 1.04 gram per ml, find three things: molarity, find molarity, molality, and the mole fraction of Na2S2O3, right? They're asking you three things: molarity, molality, and mole fraction of Na2S2O3, right? So again, I repeat the question. Na2S2O3 solution is 5% by mass and the density of the solution is 1.04 gram per ml. Okay, they're asking you find the molarity, molality, and mole fraction of Na2H2O3. Okay, fine. Now I will do this. Right. Now tell me what is the solvent here, guys? What is the solvent here?
Water.
Exactly. So blindly do this. Whenever solvent information is not given, solvent is water. Blindly take it. Okay, fine. Okay. Now, see, they have given Na2H2O3 as a 5% M by M solution, mass by mass solution they have given. Correct? Now, what do you mean by this? Can anyone tell me what do I mean by this? Just use the definition of mass percentage.
5% of the solute is present in 100 grams of solution.
5% is 5 grams of the solute. Correct.
Oh,
Okay. So 5 grams of the solute is present in total 100 grams of the solution. That's what it means. So I will write the statement here. 5 grams of Na2H2O3 is present in total 100 grams of solution. That is what is understood. Right. Fine. Now, for me to find molality, small m, what is the formula? Number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent, and if it is in grams, I have to multiply it by 1000. That is molality. Correct? Now, first I'll find what is the number of moles of solute. Right? Now it is Na2H2O3. So first, number of moles of Na2H2O3 is equal to given mass 5 divided by the molecular mass. Now, how does the molecular mass? 23 into 2, 46 plus 64 plus 48. So it will be 100, 148 will be the molecule, or will be the number of moles. 5 divided by 148 is the number of moles of solute. Right? Now I'll substitute there. So if I go for my molality, now it will be equal to number of moles of solute, that is 5 divided by 148 into 1000. Oh, sorry. This is the number of moles. Right. Now divided by mass of solvent. Okay. Now quickly think and tell me what is the mass of solvent here. What is the mass of solvent here?
-5.
Sorry? I'm not able to hear you.
100 minus
95.
Exactly. 95, isn't it? Why? 5 grams of solute is there. Total 100 grams of solution in that 5 grams of solute. So what is remaining? Only solvent is remaining. And what is the remaining weight? 95 grams. So I completely understand that I'm going to have 95 grams of water. That is understood. Isn't it? Now I'll substitute it there. This is the number of moles which I found out, divided by 95 grams of water into 1000. You don't have to calculate. You can do the calculation later. So understood how are we calculating molality? Right? So for molality, I require number of moles of solute. I calculated. Given mass 5 grams divided by the molecular weight 148. Now divided by the mass of solvent. Now mass of solvent, I'll be able to easily understand. 5 grams of solute is there. Total 100 grams of solution. So obviously, how will be the remaining amount will be the solvent. Obviously, 95 grams of H2O is there in 1000. Understood? Right. Can you quickly calculate the mole fraction and tell me? Now, if I calculate mole fraction, it is like a previous problem. Mass of solute is given, mass of solvent is given. What is mass of solute? 5 grams. Mass of solvent is 95 grams. Right? Can you quickly do the mole fraction value? So mole fraction of Na2H2O3 would be number of moles of solute, that is 5 divided by 148 divided by total number of moles, that is 5 divided by 148, plus I have given mass, number of moles of water, again given mass by molecular mass, 95 grams of water, molecular mass of water 80. That's it. If you calculate this value, that's the answer for mole fraction, right? Now lastly, I have to find molarity also. So molarity formula is number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution in ml into 1000. Correct? This is the formula for molarity. Right. Now, number of moles of solute I have, that is 5 by 148, but volume of solution is not directly given in the solution. See, in the question, right? Now, a volume of solution is not directly given in the solution. So, we have to calculate the volume of solution, right? And for that, what is given?
Density.
Exactly. Density is given for me for this purpose only, right? So, I know density of solution is equal to total mass of solution divided by volume of solution. What is total mass of solution here?
100 grams.
Exactly. That's what we assumed. Even, see, now this is how we use mass percentage. Even though they didn't give me what is total mass of solution, I assumed it to be 100 grams because mass percentage. That's what the definition is telling me, isn't it? So mass of solution in this case is 100 grams. Volume I don't know, and the density is 1.04 grams. Done. So what will be the volume? Volume will be 100 divided by 1.04 ml, because it's gram per ml. Density is given in terms of gram per ml. So that's why I get ml here. Now that's it. Your molarity is also found out. How will I find out now? Number of moles of solute, that is 5 divided by 148 divided by volume, which is 100 divided by 1.04. This is the volume of solution into 1000. That's it. Understood? Okay. Fine. Now we'll go for another problem. Okay. Now you are going to do this problem, right? Take this down. Dissolving 120 grams of urea. Dissolving 120 grams of urea. Dissolving 120 grams of urea in 1000 grams of water. Dissolving 120 grams of urea in 1000 grams of water gave a solution of density. Gave a solution of density 1.15 gram per ml. Gave a solution of density 1.15 gram per ml. The question is, find the molarity of this solution. Find the molarity of this solution. Yes, quickly do it. Okay, what is urea's formula? Anybody knows? Anybody knows what is the formula for urea? Okay, I assume that you don't know. So remember this, urea formula is NH2CO NH2. This is the formula for urea. NH2CONH2. Yes, now you can do the problem. It is very, very similar to the least previous problem, isn't it? Right? Please do it. Quickly do it. I have to find only one thing. I have to find what is the molarity.